Oh, Chris White got you.
Oosh.
No audio.
Oh, there's no audio on Facebook or
Eric.
Hey.
1 sec, guys.
Oh, they can't hear me. I was gonna say, hey, thanks. We got it the first 6 times.
Who's our ZZP employee responding? Somebody should at least say, yeah, we're working on that.
Right now.
Audio now. There we go, boys.
Okay, can you roll Ryan back like 3 clicks?
Can you roll your face back?
Chris White, what did I do to you?
You got hurt. Chris White obliterated you. Wow, I can't hear me at all now. That's cool.
That's perfect.
Is
Yeah,
it?
that's
All
way
right.
better.
I can't hear myself.
Oh, what?
Do you know who Joe is?
No, I don't.
Do you remember all 4 GLH from Redline Forums?
Yes, I do.
You remember that avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, man, Chris White obliterated you. Oh, so wait, host, you got to introduce
Yeah,
us.
it sounds like everyone can hear us. Hi, Kyla. What's up? We started March Madness today, I guess. For all you basketball people.
Yeah, we have it on the
Not
big screen in the office.
Where's what show is this again? Can we get an introduction, man?
You're really about this intro, aren't you?
I
He's so sad. He's over there pouting because he didn't get to run his
He
line.
just wants to
I'm not running my line. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But no, we got to know what episode it is and everything. That's what
All right, guys. Episode 797,362.
That's a lot of episodes.
Welcome to the ZZP live stream podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
We got Eric behind the camera. The classic wave. I think you guys should know everyone here this week. If you don't, I don't know how, but on the right,
kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
introduce yourself.
Oh.
What do you do here? Where you drive?
I'm Tim from ZZP.
Are you from ZZP?
Yeah.
From ZZP. Just got here.
Just got here, new guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you all know me. I'm Trevor. To my left, Ryan switched up his seat today, so
Yeah.
throwing us off.
Hi.
Just hi?
Hi.
Okay. All right.
Hi.
Who yelled at you? You're doing this power
Fine.
thing.
No. Fine.
All right.
Y'all know who it is.
On the furthest left,
Ryan D at ZZP.
Ellen, his least favorite seat.
Yeah.
No, it's that
No,
one.
that's
his
that
least
seat. That's
favorite
a good
seat.
one.
That's why I took this one.
Yeah, I'm Al. In case you didn't know. Oh, Flit's here too. Cool.
Oh, hey, everybody. Let's see.
that angle
my
doing
phone-
Al right.
So, if y'all wondering,
Yeah,
a few
right.
people wonder where Tyler is. Tyler is just now coming back from Mexico.
Yep.
Give this man.
He
a
was
time-
supposed to be here today.
No, he was not.
Last week he told me he was going to be back Friday.
He never said that. Not a single time.
He said it to me.
No. he
Somebody said that because I also heard that.
didn't. No. I was like, he'll be back today, but he won't be back into the office until Monday.
Then he shouldn't have said that.
You should listen.
He shouldn't have got my hopes up.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Let this man Tyler have a rest, y'all. He's trying to chill with his girl and soaking up the sun, get all sunburned. I'm going to slap his back when he comes back.
Oh.
Pow!
Monday morning, though. Feel free to bother him again.
Jeff McGovern, he asked why I've been so quiet on Facebook lately, which is actually a question I've gotten a lot. And the answer is, I just had enough of y'all shit for a while. And I needed to back off for a bit.
Well, and I would imagine it's our orders being
Well, yeah, and all
through
the stuff we
roof.
got to do here.
Like it is insane here. We're running like 3-4 times normal sales
No,
right now.
yesterday by itself was 3
Is
times.
this an
'cause
AA meeting?
Yeah, like,
No, alcoholics have problems. We're having fun.
oh my God.
OG Matt still at ZZP?
Of course,
yeah.
Matt still is ZZP. Matt Meekoff is the tuner of the Snowball and my LTG. And all
Ryan,
that.
someone already asked about your sectional.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's still.
Oh,
not
it
here.
was Anthony Shaw.
Yeah, Anthony. Toss my furniture, dog. Don't do it. Like I'm still waiting, and I'll just never hear anything ever again.
Kyla makes a good point.
Yeah, I don't
Tyler was in real Mexico.
Not street racing Mexico. Actual
I mean, it
Mexico.
could be same. He could be street racing this entire time,
He's got his international license, so I wouldn't be surprised.
gapping people, gapping people on there. So
Anyways,
But yeah, yesterday I think like 8:30 to about 2:30 was nothing but remote tuning for me, which I know happens to you fairly often, but I normally don't have that big of a chunk to catch up on, and it just turns your brain to mush after a while.
Yeah. I mean, I have to remote tune 7 days a week to like even
To keep up, yeah.
to be able to breathe. So
get
it.
guys.
I love being here, love what we do, but it is very mentally exhausting.
So
sometimes.
I want you guys to hear that. So when you call one day after making your orders and say, "Where's my tune?" and "Where's this?" and the tuner hasn't gotten back to me, guys, we haven't started our new can you please don't series yet? But guys, please be patient with us and the tuners. We got like more than 3 times the normal orders in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Like yesterday was almost not quite 10 times. What is that? 4 or 5 times the order.
It was more than 5 times.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah.
So
we had 2 record days in a row, right?
yes, 2 record days in a row. So like someone said, say they rich on the STEMI pack. I mean, the STEMI hitting everybody hard. So and guys, don't think we don't appreciate you. We love you. We love you coming in and stuff. And we'll always get to your orders. You'll get your orders out. But please don't message back. My order didn't ship out yet. You guys usually ship now. Yeah, we also don't usually have freaking crazy 3 times as much sales days.
Yeah.
In the time, it's still kind of this COVID time. And it still kind of stimulate like all this time. Everything is a little bit slower. So just be patient. We'll take care of you. We're ZZP. We always take care of you. Oh, snap. Clam Plotner. What up, dog?
Yeah, we got his intercooler pump in today.
Okay.
And so that we'll get that installed and he'll be up and running. I think he's one of the first ATSV customers with our cat back on. Oops, did I say that out loud?
You said ATSV cat back out?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh dang. I've been
of-
sending that video out. Like I send the teaser one, and then I send the one with you shifting like a real man. Yeah, that one.
Well, I was in Zane's car the first video, and I'm like, it's not my car. I'm gonna shift it a little nicer.
Shane,
And
you
then,
can shut up. Just wait.
And then then mine, I can beat on mine a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't got to worry about it.
And Cam's car, that's an auto, so you just kind of floor it and let it do its thing.
Yeah, sounds good though. So
I think speaking of new stuff going on at ZZP, we have ATS exhaust is coming along great. We're finalizing that up this week, I want to say.
Yeah, our fab guys are so busy trying to keep up with orders that we actually put our R&D fab guy on production. So the guy that designed the ATSV catback, Alex, is actually producing the first 10.
and
12 hours a day, too.
I'm glad you mentioned that because he's not only doing production, he's doing it after hours. Alex and I were here until 10:30 last night.
Holy crap.
Alex punches in at like 6 a.m.
6 a.m. He punched in earlier than I did. He was here for well over 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then he found time to do his normal stuff and on top of that. So
Yeah.
if you got something, we're working hard. Whew.
Yeah, everyone here's running at 100%.
Did you see
and
Chris
then
White?
we get extra.
Look what Chris White just said.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Chris, that is true. And that's why there are no pictures of our exhaust until we at least sell 10.
He'll
We're
copy
not
it and
shipping
come
a
up with some
single one.
stupid name for it.
Yeah. And we patented it, so that should help.
Yeah.
It's got a patent pending going on right now.
And then in other exhaust news, I think we actually have a clip of the Grand Prix new exhaust
Oh,
coming out.
snap.
So.
Are we dropping the name of that yet? 'Cause, Eric tweaked it, and I thought it was pretty
Oh my God, it's so cheesy.
cool. The Exqualizer.
Exqualizer.
Yeah.
Like equalizer, but with
I
an X.
see.
Exqualizer.
Oh my God.
No, that's a typo that's staying.
But yeah, you can throw that up right now. Give people a listen. Sneak peek.
You're gonna.
Shane says
I'm
black belt.
warning you. You're going black belt. Going. Nah, I can't say that.
We'll try to shut up.
You got something you want to say to the rest of the class, homeboy?
No, it's not PC.
They're listening to a video.
Oh, listen to the video. Vroom vroom, motherfuckers.
Why can't we hear it?
Because we ain't on this side. Hey, y'all.
Oh wait.
Vroom vroom, motherfuckers. Why can't we hear it? Because we ain't on this side. Hey, y'all.
Oh wait. There was no audio.
No audio. Eric, you done fucked it up?
Yep. All right, let's give up on that. We'll play it after
Yep.
this.
Yeah,
podcast.
the full video will be right after this podcast. So, damn
Yeah.
Tesla exhaust.
Fucking Jordan.
Nice.
Okay, guys, legitimately though, yeah, we'll have the full video up. Yeah.
I've been trying to get us to do the Tesla catback for 3 years now, and no one will take me up.
That explains you sent me that invoice so late. Yes, Will Castmer. I sent it to him like 7 p.m. because I was here answering emails after I went home, put the kid to bed, and came back. So that's why. So yeah, it's
It's gonna be a long week for everyone here, but
oh, it says it's on.
we're
now.
happy about it.
They're
So
saying it's on now. It's working.
Yeah, I played it back again. It works.
Huh.
No, it's already played.
Oh,
While you're talking.
oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
okay. Well,
Someday we'll know what we're
some
doing
of you
here.
heard it. All of you can hear it afterwards. So
Yep. All you 3800.
But yeah, Shane Hetfield asked about the turbos. Yeah, we do have the larger turbos for my car here. We haven't started on production yet, primarily because of the stimulus. So I think that might push that back a week or so, but we'll get it done eventually.
It's coming.
But we will have 10 catbacks ready to send out in within 2 weeks. And then the valve version will be next. So another couple weeks after that, we'll have the HSV valved version available.
Yeah,
I'll probably
look at those comments.
I'll probably activate the
BQ swap.
Yeah, right.
pretty much.
It kinda
Pretty much,
sounds
it does.
like it.
It does sound like
It's
one.
the one. Okay, now I feel like I can say it because we have this exhaust now. Before 3800 sounds completely trash. Anyone who thinks their 3800 sounded good before,
wrong.
they're wrong. I'm sorry, you guys are wrong. They sound bad. They do not sound good. But now we made it so they sound real good. Real good.
Yeah, it sounds real good.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool because people are gonna buy a 3800 car again. I bet you this component, this exhaust component, is going to get people to buy these cars once again.
Yeah, we joke here around about how bad they sound and how nobody wants them, jokingly. But when we first started testing the first version of this exhaust, one of the thoughts that went through my head was like, the 3800 all of a sudden is a swap option now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can make it sound good.
They can sound decent.
Even Al's been thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's strong words, but
All right, so I have a question. So this podcast, what's this podcast title?
I think that's all updates going on here. We're crazy busy. We got new exhaust coming out, and I think that's. Unless anyone else has anything to add, recent stuff this week. Yeah. So today we're talking about our favorite memories here. Oh, is that too quiet?
Oh, in and out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
We're talking about our favorite memories as we were doing last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. But basically, I got a bunch of people here that are kind of the some of the more active racers at ZZP. So if you guys can talk about your favorite events and racing and kind of more of that side of stuff instead of inside the building.
Can I give one story for inside the building? It's actually my first customer experience here at ZZP.
This is your favorite memory?
No,
kick it off.
It is one of the favorite memories.
When you ran over that deer in your
Shut
Cobalt?
up! You just ruined it. Damn, Phil. I have to build up to this. Okay, so when the snowball first started off, I had 4 Hahn parts: Hahn intake, Hahn intercooler pipes, then in my hood, Hahn catback, Hahn, downpipe, everything. So I was like, they just released the S252 kit. I'm like, I want that because I want to go far with this car. And so I pretty much saved
remember
up.
when a 252 was a big turbo?
I was just going to say, so you were the guy that said you had everything and it was just bolt-ons. Is that what you're getting at?
No, not quite. I never said everything. But I came up here to ZZPerformance, left early one morning, and so I'm following behind this car. It's been 2.5 hours. I'm just kind of just deadpan, just driving. And I'm following like an Escalade, and it runs over something. So I'm just like, it ran over something. Oh, fuck, that's a deer. The deer, I ran over the deer. I was on H&R lowering springs on a Cobalt. I didn't break my front lip. Like, all you Cobalt guys, stop breaking your front lips and leaving them out. The car's like shit without them. They look real bad. Like, if you have a no lip on your Cobalt SS, you're
Put
wrong.
one on it.
Yeah, put one on it. Do yourself a favor. But I ran over it, and I smeared deer guts all underneath of the car. So I was here at the shop, and they were putting it on the dyno for the initial dyno run, because I was like one of the first customers with this kit. And Matt came in back to the room because it was at the open. He's like, did you run over a deer or something? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I ran over a deer. And it was like deer guts from the front bumper and lip all the way down the center of the car. Like, you could smell venison in the entire shop. I was so embarrassed. Like, I didn't say anything, but I didn't break anything. And I remember Matt being on the car cleaning off deer guts.
Yep. I remember that day too.
Yeah.
That would be so terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Smelled good, weirdly.
Yeah, it smelled
What?
like deer.
Did you peel any of the jerky off the exhaust?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would have cooked it a
No, I
little
didn't.
bit. So
But
There was like some poop as well.
yeah.
So, I mean, it
Yeah,
wasn't
shit.
like 100%
Everything.
good.
Yeah, it was
but-
everything. Like I'm pretty. So the deer, it was like a dead carcass in the middle of the road.
Just
like
flopping
it'd
around.
been there for a day or two.
Oh,
Like guarantee
man.
it'd been there for a day or two. So yeah, but sorry. So, but Tim, you have to have some crazy stories.
you got
I
first
mean-
one that comes to mind?
There's a lot of good old 3800 stories that make me wish I was here sooner.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories. We talked about a couple already, but going to events and breaking records, that's always fun. I remember, one time Zoom's car this is like, 10 plus years ago, probably 15 years ago. I remember Zoom's car kept making record passes. Every pass he would make, it was running faster and faster to where we ended up taking a capacitor from somebody's car audio system and replacing his battery with it.
I remember him telling me about that.
Just to lose that extra, 15, 20 pounds or whatever difference. And then there's a lot of times too, like when I broke the record with my Ion, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That thing was 12.2 at like 119.
That was supercharged, right?
Yeah, and that was in 2000.
Yeah, that was still just beat.
Just this past fall.
Yeah.
Someone finally decided to step it up, Jason Whittleson, and finally beat that record after that many years.
Pretty crazy because I had one of our first South Bend clutches, and my shift times were 1.2 seconds. Ooh. I had to wait 1.2 seconds for the tranny to let me shift.
Oh, my God. Dude, that's like you could have run 11.8 at that point. Yeah. Shit, Jesus.
The car was fast. I think I shifted around 9,000. I mean, it was way past the tax, so I just shifted by mile per hour. I had the wheel speed hooked up to the rear tires.
Yeah.
Because the Ion tack can't keep up with the engine.
Well, chat's aggressive today.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
It's all
Keep
over
it
the
up,
place.
yeah.
It's pronounced shit-tense.
Yeah. You missed the other post. Shane said, I love the ZZP versus tap-out stories. JK intense. So, they're going
one thing though is I actually don't mind the new owner of Intense. Like, I don't have any problems with Intense. I just have problems with Scott Cook.
Yeah.
He sucks.
That seems to be the common theme.
He sold the company to a good guy that runs it now, but Scott's a snake. He's terrible. I mean, that dude is always like cheating his way. He's always the guy like you try to make a fair race. Like, we're going to go to this race and this is our trim level. This is what we're doing. And then he shows up with cars with no interiors. And we're like, crap. Like, we just drove like 5 hours to the track to race you because, friendly rivalry because we're competing vendors. And then they have cars that have no interiors.
Yeah.
And race seats in them. And you're like, before that, we were racing on like drag radials, and we show up, and these guys are on slicks and skinnies.
They never make it fair.
No, and the next time we show up, and they have freaking wheelie bars on their cars, and it's like, come on, you guys, you're killing us. Like, we're trying to prove who makes the most power.
Yeah,
but we're always racing with a handicap, and that's just his story.
Well, because I remember when Shane first broke the record, Shane Hatfield. He accused him of having nitrous on the car.
Yeah, that was crap.
Yeah, he accused him of having nitrous. There's no way a car can run this fast, blah, blah. He has nitrous on the car.
Apparently has some rocket scientist that does the math for him and says Shane's car defied the laws of physics.
Yeah.
I hope I never fly in that rocket that guy designs because he's wrong.
But it was always like that because the ZZP was always playing, like, trying to be fair. And then this other one will come and do this and everything. Like, I believe, Matt Meekoff told a story one time about, like, this guy did a full Intense build. And I'm recanting it secondhand, so excuse me if I get the details wrong. But he said that the guy got a new build from Intense, and this guy went out and broke the trans immediately. So the guy, comes back to...
The tranny built by them.
Yeah, tranny built by them, so it broke. And so he said, he took the guy out to dinner, smooths him over, this and that. And the guy was singing his praise on the forum. But then he still ended up having to pay.
The build pretty much all over again.
Yeah, for the same build all over again. And you're like, wait,
but what? He's a smooth talker.
Yeah.
So he's a smooth talker, and he'll end up making you thank him for you paying your bill twice.
Yeah.
That's just his story.
Yeah.
He's a fake it till you make it.
No audio too. Again, Eric?
What?
This ain't no audio again?
Who said that?
Did you?
There's only one message, though, so maybe it's fine.
Hey, can somebody confirm you guys can hear us?
Can you guys hear us?
It's coming through YouTube.
Yeah, coming through on YouTube, so.
Connor, sounds like a problem on your end.
But.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay,
never mind. False alarm.
All right, so, but basically, that it would just be kind of stuff like that,
Yeah.
That's kind of how it goes. What about? Let's see. I'm trying to think of some other stories, kind of get you guys talking. Let's talk about your first time road coursing because you haven't been in the road coursing that long. I'm the one that's kind of put the road course bug in quite a few people around here. So let's talk about your first time road coursing. That was
a good one.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly why I didn't go. Probably just because I didn't know how to go. I didn't know how to find an event to go to, and then that's when you told me about GPS Track Time. Mm-hmm. And
shout out to Jimmy U, GPS Track Time. Thanks, Doug.
Yep, GPS Track Time. It's a website, gpstracktime.com, to where there's this dude, Jimmy U,
yep.
And he just like rents out track days and then manages the people that are going to go to it.
Yep. Yeah. It's HPD, high performance driver education,
right.
Non-competitive, and they have different classes and stuff. And it's all about going out there, getting seat time, and having fun. Jimmy's a great guy.
First timers, he'll have instructors there waiting for you. You just tell them and if you haven't been on a road course at least twice, I mean, you're absolutely insane to not have an instructor. An instructor opened my eyes. Mm-hmm.
I get why they make it so hard, but it also sucks at how intimidating they do make road course. I remember my first time going, it was you sit for a year watching all the events, but you're like, it says I need a year of experience. What do I, know? So
yeah, I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
It is very intimidating. Mm-hmm. No event really sounds that inviting, but it really has to be that way because there's so many people that are so overconfident. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I've been on a road course a million times, and then they've never been. Yeah. They've never been on a road course.
Yeah. It's definitely worth the money. Just pay for an instructor.
Yep. Well, yeah, because again, I think Grid Life is a good example of that. For the intermediate HPDE class in Grid Life is the perfect example. So basically, what they're doing is everyone, no matter what experience they get, they go into intermediate, think, "Oh, I'll do intermediate." And they have people now listen to instructors, and out there not having etiquette because there's a certain etiquette when you're out there on the road course.
For sure,
it's a little bit different. But Tim's first time, I remember we went up there. He just got his S2000. I was like, "Dude, it'd be the perfect car to go with." And I took my ATS up there. That was the first time. Because, I mean, I didn't road course today. I just wanted to be there to support and things like that. And you had an absolute blast.
Yeah.
You're still hooked.
Yeah, Mike, forgot his last name. He was my instructor, and I believe he had a Miata.
Yes.
Mike's real known in the community. And he just
Jordan, I'll put that in my notes.
He opened my eyes to a lot of stuff I didn't know. But yeah, road course was huge. That was a lot of fun. Way more fun than drag racing. I mean, drag racing is just so much weight to a few seconds that you have to perform in, and if you screw up, then you're waiting for an hour.
Yeah.
Waiting for an hour again. I mean, I like drag racing, but man, it's just so busy.
Yeah.
And track management too. Like if you go to Martin is terrible. US 131, they're absolutely horrendous at their track management.
It stinks because they're so much closer than everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice prep track, generally prepped fairly well, but it's like they punish you if somebody breaks.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody breaks,
you got to wait an hour or two.
Yeah, they don't rush to get the track back up and running again like you would at Norwalk. Yeah. Norwalk, those guys take it serious. Like, okay, we got a broken car, all hands on deck. Get the track back up and running. You will have a total oil down and be back up and running in 15, 20 minutes. If you have a total oil down at US 131, that's an hour and a half.
Yeah. It
If
sucks
the sun's setting, go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It comes off like everyone already paid, so NBD to us.
Mm-hmm.
Even Stanton's the same way as the way
Norwalk.
Norwalk is.
Yeah, Stanton, they're good too. I'm happy with them.
Yeah. There was a time this last year when we were up there with the Sonic on one of Schnicky's track days, and there was a nitrous F-body that had a backfire and blew the hood off and caught on fire, shattered the windshield, everything. And the driver was out before you could blink with his fire extinguisher, and then 3 track guys on top of it. So it's a mess everywhere. And as soon as they saw the flames were out, they're pushing the car back. And there's the whole crews out there scrubbing the track off.
Awesome.
And it was 10, 15 minutes, and we were racing again.
Yeah, I think that, especially because when I've gone with you guys to try just to celebrate and help out and everything like that, it's been in Martin. And then, man, the wait times, especially on a busy night, you might as well just go fuck yourself.
Yeah, going to Martin is more like you're just going to hang out and hopefully get a few runs in.
Yeah.
Good way to put it.
Stanton's where you go to race.
Yeah. You're going to go make fast, but... Chris White says, let's talk about the hotel in Edmore. You know about that?
I think we touched on that one in podcast before.
Yeah, that was Zoom. Basically, long story short, for people that didn't hear that, is I mean, kind of competing vendors. It was kind of like more just people, but Zoom's car had just hood pins, no lock, no hood latch, and these guys just like popped the hood and just like turned every dial and unplugged every sensor they could.
Yeah. So big lines were crossed.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what, and then our customers kind of sort of fall into this right now, even in some of our newer markets. You know, it's cool to pick a team and stick with your team. You know, whether you like a different tuner more or you like a different team. When you start crossing the line and you mess with people's car, because I remember you guys have told this story before, and it's basically, you know, you guys are out there, Zoom's cars on a trailer, this and that, and every dial and everything, the car was finished like the night before, really dialed in, ready to go, and now the car,
It's unsafe.
Yeah, it's unsafe because you don't know
like the brake
someone
proportioning valve was cranked all the way. Like there was stuff that like it made the car unsafe. You know, fortunately they messed with enough stuff to where like we're not even racing, and they kind of punished themselves because
people came to see ZZP versus Intense, right?
Yeah, people showed up to see Zoom's car run. I mean, it was kind of like the flagship car. It's like going to the Busher shootout and somebody doing that to Busher's car.
Yeah.
You know, it's everybody's like, all right, do I turn around and go home now? Like, this is the car I wanted to see.
Yeah.
You know, so they punished themselves. You know, it made the point. It definitely keep your hood latch.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
that's.
Chris Rice said you meant the parties.
Oh, the parties? The parties are always great. You know, all the events, all the Grand Prix events especially. Grand Prix guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You know, they're just a bunch of partiers. Like, you know, Ed Morad used to just buy drinks for everybody. We would all just get hammered. Like, this guy would just go buy the liquor store out, and then we would just all party. It was great.
That's awesome. Now, kind of in that, so I'm gonna switch the gears. Like, Al, remember our CED days?
Oh man, I was just thinking about that.
Oh man, okay.
And I just realized that night was the first night you and I met.
Correct. Yep.
And you rolled in what's now the Drag Sonic.
I did.
I remember that.
Yeah,
because I didn't even know what Sonics were really until then.
Because ZZP had my car, and they were and it was Tim's drive. He's like, "Hey, I'll just drive your car." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just drive the Sonic up there. We'll just trade." So yeah, I had the LTZ. You know, just drive. I was just close with the shop and everyone here. Yep. So, but man, so CED.
That was a good event too. That was comparable to the 3,800 days.
Yeah,
comparable.
We never really had ZZP never really had competition. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, like not really. But
I wish that event would have stayed strong.
For the parties, it was fun.
For the parties, it was super fun. Let's kind of give a little bit of so.
Oh man.
So at this point, Al wasn't really. He was just getting. You were just getting into it at the time. You just got your eye on.
Tim still didn't know my name at that point. I was self-tuner guy.
Yeah.
That is what I called you.
Yeah. So it was the CD was a big meet, Crate Engine Depot up in Grays Lake. And so we would people would come over from all over. And this year was the biggest year it was. There was over 500 or 600 cobalts from around the nation. Like, we had people come out from California, Canada, everywhere for this meet. There was a huge, absolutely enormous, like, amount of cobalts and Ecotec cars there, HHRs, everything. It was tons. It was huge. It was always like a 3 or 4 day event. First night is the hotel meetups. That's when ZZP came up. I met the ZZP guys up there. A lot of the other people came up. The first day was drag race day. Then after that drag race time, it was the, go to Crate Engine Depot, hang out with all the other guys, do that kind of stuff. Somebody got real litty and real shitty the night before.
The French fry thing?
Oh, I'll let you take it. I'll let you take it from here. I'll let you.
I'll start this off by saying I have never been as drunk as I was that night since then. And the details are a little blurry, but I know we were hanging out in the parking lot, and I don't know who all was out there, but Taylor Bellman was there, and he had just got that Fiat 500 Abarth, which sounded really cool. So everyone's standing around talking about that. Yep. And I was already pretty well on my way, and he said he was going to make a run to McDonald's. And for some reason, I told him I wanted 50 McNuggets and a pound of fries.
I know why, because look at you. I mean,
well, yeah.
You look.
I don't know why. I don't know why I ordered it that way though. Like, who orders a pound of fries?
You.
Yeah. So he came back with 50 nuggets and a ridiculous amount of fries, and I'm standing there munching them down, sharing with people, and everyone decides, hey, let's go to Texas Roadhouse, which was across the road in front of us. So I just marched right along with everyone else, munching on my nuggets and fries. And I kind of probably made it through the door because we were such a huge group. And we get our own special table, and I sit down at the table, and I take my nuggets and my fries, and I dump them onto my appetizer plate at Texas Roadhouse and just keep eating. And the waitress comes up and just looks at him and looks at me, and she's like, I'll let you do that, but you have to buy something. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm buying drinks. So I just started buying drinks for Hickman. Langer was there. You, Graham. Whoever else was on our end of the table. I spent like a couple $100 on drinks at the Texas Roadhouse.
I remember I went out to race somebody because this is when my car was, this was my 256K was still fairly new. So I went out to race somebody and I got the fuck out of them. And I came back. And after you guys got out of Texas, and Al was slammed. Al was drunk off his ass.
I had like a whole basket worth of rolls jammed in my pockets. As we get back to the hotel, and one fell out and rolled on the ground, and everyone's like, where'd that come from? I'm like, don't worry about it. Grab it and take a bite out of it.
I was litty and shitty those days. So,
then I finally go to bed, and it's puke time. and I go into the bathroom, and for whatever reason, the bathtub was a lot better target than the toilet was. So I unloaded 50 McNuggets and a pound of fries into the bathtub.
Oh, God.
But I didn't chew my food very well. So it wasn't going down the drain.
You are nasty. You have no home training.
Oh, yeah. My wife was there. She was all sorts of pissed off.
She still remembers that day.
She does.
That's how she remembered me.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you were there that night at CD? I'm like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm on my hands and knees, two hands shoveling my puke out of the
shower drains weren't designed for that
into the toilet, and she comes in and says something about how disgusting I am, and slams the door on me.
That's so true. Oh, my God, that was so nasty. Yeah.
Oh.
And then it was actually shortly after that. Not too long after that. No, it was a year after that. Like the first half mile started really happening because that's like right around that time the first half mile started.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like picking up because
that was when like Indy Airstrip like started or
yeah. So the company was
Even
Want to Go
that.
Fast. Yeah, it was Want to Go Fast, and they came to their very first stop was by Chicago Garage. They were big 3800 guys, but they had like a lot of V8 car stuff. But I was kind of like the one force, and I was kind of beating a lot of them at that time and stuff. And so at that first Want to Go Fast half mile in Chicago in Moni, that's where I set the LNF half mile record. Still to that day. Like I remember my very first race was against a like 67, 66 Super, one of my buddies. And I will never forget, there's a video, and it's somewhere on YouTube, of the snowball back in the early days. And it was people were laughing like you can hear people like they're recording this video. I was like, oh, it's a fucking cobalt. This dude's gonna whack this guy. You hear people talking shit about me. And so big turbo cobalts weren't a thing, or big turbo cobalts weren't a thing back then. I had my 259 at this time.
Whoa, it's so big.
I know, right? So
I mean, it's a 600 horse turbo. It's good size.
So I remember I leave real easy, and the Super is like two-stepping and all this stuff, and so he leaves harder, and I do this, and and then people are like, oh shit, and then you just see me pulling away. I trapped like 10 mile an hour faster than him. And so people were like,
you beat a Supra?
I beat a Supra.
That's not possible. Had to be nitrous.
Yeah. Probably. Then it was a long line, so a lot of people going on. I was one of the faster passes. My first pass was a 154. So I was like, okay, I can do this. My second pass, there was a Subaru guy, STI guy, talking shit. He's like, he said, oh yeah, I'm racing you. You want to go first? I'll probably catch you at the end. I'm like,
Subaru?
Yeah.
Bitch, please.
Yeah. So I was like, oh.
Head gaskets ain't gonna make it past the quarter.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay. And the thing about it is, I saw his pass before that. His fastest was at 125.
What? Did he just not see yours?
Evidently not. He was like, yeah, I'll let you go out first if you want to go. I'm like, okay. And so I was nice about it. I let him. He launched hard. And the thing about it is, because you roll out and then you go past the thing. He hit it way before that, so I'm like, I'll still hit it at the right time. So this video, it's like it's on our YouTube page too. But you hear, and that was actually my record. That was actually the LNF record pass. It was like 159.34, and that still holds up. And he was never one to get back in line with me ever again.
He probably didn't say a word or show his face.
I never heard from him the rest of the day. He did not say shit.
He pulled a Jesse.
He
just
did.
U-turned it.
That's because he had no front brakes. He had to keep going.
So where's he going? On the car wash.
Shoot, that's my dad's car.
Yeah. What about your original ATSV like quarter mile record?
Oh man, that was pretty funny actually.
Like I this is pretty interesting.
My friend Drew had a super fast Mustang, Mustang 2. Mm-hmm. He had a Mustang Cobra, but then sold that because of reliability issues and got his Vet. And the Vet was like the most reliable thing ever. He drove that thing for years and it ran like mid-9s. But anyway, he was like, hey, you want to go to the track? And I was like, yeah, I haven't really raced my car at all. And I don't think I raced that car at all.
No, at that point, because you and Steve had his white V, and you had your black one at the time, and you were dialing in the tune, and you were just testing parts and stuff. So
I just had like some, I don't even think I had that. No, I had our slicks. They weren't
even slicks. They were Hoosier radials.
Yeah, that was before the Ford Star setup, so that was when the radials, you have the radials.
So I had some drag radials on it, basically. Stock front wheels and tires.
Yep.
And had our cold air intake, flex fuel kit.
Yep.
Cam, valve springs,
and
tune.
At this time, Faster Proms was the number one at 10.7.
Yep, and I was like, oh,
really?
Yeah, Faster. This was still in the earlier days when Faster Proms had the world record.
I don't even remember them.
Yeah, that was like right in the beginning, like when the cars first came out.
And I was like, yeah, I'll go. Hopefully, maybe I can get a 10.9.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get a 10.9 out of it. I think my first pass was like a 10.8 or something like that. And I'm like, holy crap, this car's pretty quick. And the next pass was like a 10.7 something. And I'm like, called Steve Hickman. I'm like, hey, what was the world's record pass?
It wasn't Steve Hickman.
Was it you?
It was me.
Yeah, I should know better. Yeah. Ryan always knows the records.
Yeah.
So I called Ryan. I was like, hey, what's the record? And
I spot off like 10, 3, 4. You're like, what did you say? You're like,
I just beat it by like just a tiny bit, just horsing around, like no track prep, just swap rear tires.
Yeah.
However much fuel is in the tank, I paid zero attention to it. But took the world record right there.
Yeah, on accident. 100% on accident. Just
didn't even know what the record was.
Yeah, it was like a 1072 something.
Yeah.
It was only like a couple hundredths faster than Faster Proms.
Yeah.
But like they had like full slick skinnies, everything.
Yeah.
And I was just horsing around.
Yeah.
And then I think that was when I figured out the trick to launching a V.
Yep.
Because everybody was launching on the stutter box. And which sucks.
Yeah.
And I just went out there and just floored it and dumped the clutch, and then beat the record by far. And then I told Steve, and then Steve beat me, but like 2 days later or something, if I recall.
Yeah, but then you beat Steve.
Yeah, and then I went back and beat Steve again. So that was pretty fun. And
then recently now, when we're going to get back to the track, but they say it's just until recently that you got beat by a bunch of people. They're all AA cars too. So
yeah. Schmidt knows what he's doing with the tuning, so the auto guys are doing well, and all of us manual guys are kind of sitting back like, our clutch will handle a 10.3, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I have a fancy clutch now. It's not in the car yet. As soon as we can fill stimmy orders, I'll get it in the bay and get it in there.
Kidding.
The stimmy is going hard. Once again, to remind everybody, the stimmy is going hard.
You need to order wheels too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna run the old wheels. Let's be honest here.
Just order wheels.
What do you mean order the old wheels?
Just run the old Ford Stars on it.
Oh, the drag pack?
Yeah, the drag pack's okay.
Drag pack's fine.
We were slipping the bead on those.
Oh, well, I mean, you don't need to get on the rear. You just get the bead lock ones for the rear. That's all.
Yeah, we need to get bead locks for the rear.
Weren't we just looking at those though, and the
slicks.
bead locks are like 10 pounds heavier?
I believe
Were you just talking to Zoom about that?
No, we were talking about they're 2 or 3 pounds heavier than the regular ones.
It's worth it though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not,
That's not too bad. Yeah.
But then the welds, I think, were like 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah,
than
the wells. Yeah, but then you're also paying 10 times the price for them too. So.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't.
Jordan says use your stimmy order wheels.
Yeah, use your stimmy. Jordan, I don't know if you know, Tim has a Sonic now. Tim has like 19 cars right now.
Tim said he had more fun driving a Sonic than his ATS-V.
Ooh.
Why do you gotta call me out like that?
Because I can't let that go.
Isn't that what you decided? You're taking to a tail too?
Yeah.
Because when, like, 2.5 years ago, when you're like, here, Al, you're in charge of Sonic stuff now. And everyone's like, ha, 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 fuck you, Al, you have to do Sonics. And now, all of a sudden, you're welcome. Sonics are cool.
That is true. That is true. Sonics are fun. They're a cute little car, fun, zippy.
They're really
fun.
fun to drive.
Gets good gas mileage, when tastefully modified. It's an amazing car.
Yeah, they're very.
It's
very
like
fun.
nicer than a Cobalt, but not as fast. Cobalt's like that's one thing for our customers. If anybody was thinking about choosing one or the other, I mean, my 2 cents is like a Sonic is a far nicer car.
It's newer.
It's a newer car.
It's a newer platform. It's a nicer car.
Yep.
However, the Cobalt's still like
vastly faster.
It's way ahead
man.
power-wise.
Yeah, power-wise, like there's no competition, and I'll give
Yeah.
that. But fit and finish in a newer car, Sonic wins hands down. It's literally one of those things like you get a newer car, it's a decent amount slower, but I mean the Cobalt comes with over 100 more horsepower. Stop.
Well, I like the Sonic for the same reason that I still like supercharged LSJs, and I've said that on the podcast several times.
Yeah.
If I had a second car, there's a second LSJ, there's a daily driver, it would be supercharged.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because for daily driving, they're just a lot more fun to bomb around town and goof around with, and that's what the Sonic is all the time.
Yeah. Unless you literally want a street race, you should pick Sonic.
I'd
Pretty
think
much
so,
at
yeah.
this point, yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, again, Cobalt guys, listen, I am one of you, so I get it. But,
Me too.
Yeah, like they're getting dated. They're kind of like it's an older car. It's the car is over 11 years old now, and that blows my mind because I bought the Snowball brand new. I'm the only owner of that car. I'm like, God damn, this car is 11 years old. I remember I fucking got that car.
Yep.
Like, no, actually, that car is almost 12 years old now. Like, it's a long time. I'm the only owner. I've kept that car for 12 years.
Yeah, I was second owner of mine, and
Yeah.
it was only 2 years old.
Yeah. See, it's one of those things. Like, the Sonic is definitely a nice, definitely bomb around town car, but for going fast and having some roll up on you and you be able to keep up, like, if you're in a Sonic, sometimes you're like, okay, yes, you have a Mustang GT500. I'm not going to fuck with you. Roll up a GT500 in my fucking Cobalt, I'm fucking downshifting fucking weight on your ass.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And I've had you guys hear about my Cobalt too. That Cobalt sedan I had for a minute had all the Powell stuff and all the basic bolt-ons. I mean, that was an amazing car too.
Yeah.
I mean, Cobalts are nice cars too.
I'm not going to say it, but I'm making a note of something for later.
I said, Jeff McGovern says, Tim, I saw Cadillac ATS almost beat your time at something or another. I can't see what you're saying.
Almost.
If you're talking about a V, that makes perfect sense. The auto ATS Vs are, very, very fast. They're cutting 1.360 foots now. Well, our customer Shane Hatfield cut a 1.360.
I'm assuming he's saying that a 2-liter ATS.
I call
but
bullshit.
I don't think that's even close.
No.
They're like a second off, I think.
No, they're more than a second off. Like the closest one supposedly, if he's in this chat, he says he ran 11.5, but he never gave us the 100th place because we have the fastest 2-liter time at 11.5 now. But
He said he saw an ATS run a 10.64 at Naperville and has it on video.
ATS V or an ATS 2-liter?
I don't know. He says ATS.
If it's a V, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, if it's a V. But my V ran 10.3, so
Yeah.
I mean I'm still pretty
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Which reminds me of one of my favorite recent ATS-V stories of
God.
Tap Out spending how much money on some car and making this huge post bragging about how much money was spent into it and all these people coming together and flying in a driver and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
To be the first one and they were the first one in the 9s. And then here comes a bolt-on stock car with a tune and runs a couple tenths behind him. Like, that has to hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eric, 3 dots in the top right, and then just zoom.
Top right. All the
Yep,
way to right.
that
There
one.
you go. Zoom out.
Should work.
Doom, 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 doom,
Yep.
Zoom out. Doom, 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 zoom out.
Oh, that's weird.
But yeah, I think, Al, did you want to tell your story about your half mile?
Okay, yeah. It's not a real long story. But
It's kind of a story like every guy that does fast half miles has.
Yeah, I do
Like
I do
everyone.
want to interject quick because I just saw it on the thing. Eric Vink, Sonic Cobalt 300. What is the best for a beginner to mod? I think out of those 3 cars, the best bang for buck is a Cobalt.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cobalt, like
Bang for the buck, yeah.
Yeah, bang for buck. I think an LNF Cobalt is one of the best cars you can have right now.
For sure.
So, and I'll just use, and to keep it fair, I'll say, what does it take for each one of those cars to get to 300 wheel horsepower? The 300 starts around 200 wheel horsepower, like to the dyno numbers, like 200 wheel horsepower. The Sonic starts like 120, and then the Cobalt starts with 240. You know, not crank estimated numbers. These are like wheel horsepower numbers. To get an LNF to 300 is an intake, downpipe, GM saves 1 cent, and a PCM2. That's it.
My bad.
Okay. Versus 300, takes a cam, intercooler, a little bit more to it. Still not too difficult to do.
Yep, cam and intercooler.
Yeah, and then a Sonic takes pretty much everything you got to get
Well, yeah, I mean, nobody does that.
Yeah.
Nobody's making that besides us. And
Exactly.
That was a max effort. Like, you can't drive it every day making 300 wheel.
Exactly. So, bang for buck cars, I still think the Cobalt is one of the best entry-level performance tuner cars you can get. Period.
For sure.
And it's the most tunery feeling one, too, because you can mod it and do all the tuner looking stuff to it, and you have a plethora of mods. You do interior, exterior, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, the LSJ cars sell for between, let's say $2,500 and $3,500, and for a few $100, you can have them making 250, 260 wheel.
Yeah,
which is
easily.
fun.
It's
That's a
very
lot of fun.
That's a lot of fun.
So don't get obsessed with the wheel horsepower number either. I mean, 260 wheel is a ton of fun in a 2,800 pound car.
Man,
yeah.
A Cobalt LNF is going to cost you $5,000. $5 to 6,500. But it takes a lot less mods to make the power.
Yeah.
They like to break trannies a little more than LSJ cars
Yeah,
do.
the 382 is not a. It's a very good
It's just
gear
the
trans.
torque.
It's just weak.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
really
LNF makes so much more torque than an LSJ. LSJs just don't make torque. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think an LNF with basic bolt-ons probably makes 100 more foot-pounds than an LSJ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, they do.
And
Wow.
foot-pounds are what breaks a tranny.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So no, they're bang for buck. I do think the Cobalt is the best. Not to discredit the other cars, but they say there are other cars that are good because I mean, 300. I mean, if you didn't want to get the money game, 300 is cheaper than the Cobalt, so you can use that to put into the car. So it's a whole balance game. So hey, Canatelli. Oh
Yeah, the 3800s are cheaper, but it's harder to find a nice one.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Boo. Hey, Canatelli, how you doing, Boo?
Especially up here. I don't know about down south, maybe, but
Lee
up
Kyle.
here it's C.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kyle's car's an A8.
Yeah.
What a loser.
He wants to go fast, homeboy. A's cutting fucking 1/360 foot, dog.
Because Tim didn't have a car for a while and hasn't practiced.
Fair enough. Hey, Trevor.
I mean, I haven't been to the track since that day with an
true.
ATSV.
Hey, Trevor. I mean, we're all talking about our straight stuff. I heard you.
We still got to talk about Al's.
Oh, yeah, we never finished
Yeah.
my half
Oh yeah,
story.
keep going. Yeah, go with that. Then we're gonna talk about yours.
So, one of the things I do want to mention when it comes to half mile stuff is
Hand me one of those diet beers, dude.
this is
you
this
finish
is the
that
last
already?
one I brought up.
You want a Modelo?
You're not gonna be able to stop it.
Okay, fine.
No, you can drink more.
No.
We got some ice cold Labatt.
That's
No.
fine.
Canadians right here.
All right. Come on, tell your story. We got 10 minutes, Doc.
Well, it's something that people don't understand when it comes to half mile stuff is how hard it is to fight the drag.
Yes.
Because you get to a point where,
Yeah, ask Kyle about that.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, the slingshot makes a shitload of power and doesn't weigh very much, and it's nowhere near as fast as my Ion was.
Or even my Cobalt turned
Or
down.
even your Cobalt.
like turned down. Like,
Because it's not very aerodynamic.
no.
Shut up.
No.
You ain't his
I mean,
dad.
I think I have a funny way of putting it. It's when you're talking about half mile speeds, it's easier for the rear end to cross that line
Than the front
than the
end.
front end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because
think about that.
It's like I'm sure everyone has stuck their hand out the window on the interstate, and it's like, oh crap, my arm's going back. Well, that's only at 70, and the force that you get goes up exponentially with the speed. So it's not twice as hard at 140. It's more than twice as
Yeah.
hard.
It's 10 times as hard.
So I broke the 160 barrier in my car on a stock engine. It had an ATI in cams, and I spun that thing to 8,700 because I didn't care if it made it or not. And like ungirdled block, Gen 1, LSJ, blah, blah, made like upper 500s around there. And I ran several passes in the low 160s. Mm-hmm. And race block, 7670 with more boost than any of my gauges could measure. Chirping the tires the whole way. Like, chirping tire in fourth gear.
That's scary.
Went 167. So it took all of that to get me another 5-6 mile an hour.
And then to put it into perspective, two-tone car ran 174, 76, 176. 74? 174, one of those two. By the way, it takes a lot of fucking power to do that shit.
Yeah.
So you get this car up to 167 mile per hour.
Yeah.
And it makes like 250 horsepower stock.
Yeah.
And your brakes are probably stock.
No, I had Brembos.
Stock LNF
Stock LNF brakes. Yeah.
So now you're at 170 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you have to stop it.
Somewhere throughout this pass, my axle boot apparently exploded. And
wheel hop and stuff,
Yeah, who knows? Jesus. But the boot exploded and flung all of the axle grease all over my passenger side brake rotor. Which, obviously, you have no way of knowing that until you need the brakes. So I crossed the line at 160 plus, and luckily this was at the Indy half mile, which has a decent shutdown. Like, you don't have to hammer the brakes. Because if I had been at somewhere where, like French Lick, if I had been at French Lick, you have to nail the brakes when you cross the line.
French Lick's cut off.
I would have went off the runway if this happened at French Lick.
Yeah.
But luckily, it was like just a normal hard brake, but the car went wah, because my passenger side rotor was greased up. But luckily, I was able to keep it on the concrete and just kind of fight the wheel until it burned through the grease. And I still, so the way my car was set up, the pedal was on the front brakes and the handbrake was on the rear. So I was on the pedal, countering the grease on the rotor, pretty much like pulling the handbrake out of the floor, and then taking time to downshift and engine brake between there. And I still only got slowed down to the point where it was like chirping around the last turnaround that I had.
Yeah, no, I remember that very clearly.
So it went straight to the trailer. After that.
So like I kind of stole into your story here. It's kind of the typical story. You get this car, you make it super fast, and then you're like, okay, well, I have a family and kids, so I think I'm kind of done for now.
Yeah. That's it. Hasn't been back out.
The typical story of a fast, either quarter mile or half mile car.
Yeah, like at a certain point, it costs line like, okay, you got to kind of either dial this back, or you just gotta stop giving a fuck.
It is a cheap economy car.
Yes, 100%.
That GM is like, hey, cool, we have this neat little supercharged engine. Let's just throw this in there and see what happens. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not even like it was a performance-built car.
Yeah, it's not like super engineered to go at super high speeds like a Vet.
Well, and that's why that was the last time my car was out. And now I have a cage waiting to go in. I have more suspension mods done. We're planning all the aero stuff.
Yep.
I have a parachute to go on the damn thing.
Yep.
Because I'm not playing that game again.
Yeah, no,
it's not worth it.
Yeah, you don't play chicken with that kind of shit.
No.
Because it's funny, because like my Grand Prix back in the day, I ran 10.9 at like 125, like I don't know, 16 years ago, I think now. That car was kind of a struggle to stop at the end of some racetracks.
Probably because it was so front heavy.
That was a 2000 Grand Prix, yeah. But then my ATS-V, I did 1/2 mile, I think, when I first got it. I think it had like a tune.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I ran like trapped 156, and I'm like yawning, like shifting gears.
Yeah, you're
just
comfy.
touch the brake pedal, and you come to a safe stop,
Hey, cars right now are crazy. Like, think about it, dude, like your
It's
ATS-V makes like equal, maybe slightly less, and way more torque than my Cobalt does, which is crazy build. Like, cars are crazy, and
it has like twice the braking power of a stock Cobalt,
and it weighs 1,000 pounds more. But it's crazy because
not more.
I've been in Tim's car, and I've driven it somewhere and stuff. I'll be on the highway in 6th gear, and you look down, and I could be sipping coffee, listening to freaking Critical Role. I listen to like Dungeons and Dragons, and I look down, I'm doing 110, I'm like, whoa. Whoa, okay. Let me calm down. Ashley Hall says, I feel like a bobblehead in my slingshot. That's funny because when we took Greg McClure, it's not related to Al McClure, Greg, right? What's his name? The orange Gene McClure, sorry. We took his car to him at the hotel he was at. And Bo was saying the same. He's like, dude, like I feel like my head's whipping around all the time in a slingshot. Like a slingshot is not an aerodynamic vehicle. It was not made to go like 140, 150.
The stock windshields suck.
Oh god,
those they're bad.
Yeah, like it's not a good time. But you know, we all definitely have some crazy stories. You know, I had some very iffy times with the Cobalt when I started road racing it. Because I will say too, just for all the road race guys out there, if I go back and do my Cobalt again, knowing what I know now, I don't know if it'd have the crazy horsepower it would have. I would have gone back and done a mile build, got more seat time and built up. Because I went to road course and my car makes 600 plus. Yeah, 600 plus horsepower Cobalt on a road course is a lot to deal with. You know, I've got used to it, but
that's kind of what Tim did too, right? With the V.
Actually, I think the maybe third event that I did was Grid Life in my 600 wheel horsepower ATSV.
Second place too.
Yeah, I got second place, but like I was way over card.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I think I've said that before, but like
yeah, you ate those brake pads up.
Yeah,
and
they melted the front
driver's side tire too, right?
Yeah. I definitely say it is way more fun to drive a slow car fast, and it's way better to learn on. I mean, But
that goes all the way back to the Sonic being a fun car.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to just go beat on a car.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have by the time Tail of the Dragon hits, I'm going to have a probably 850 wheel horsepower ATSV. And I'm going to take my 300 wheel horsepower Sonic.
Yeah.
Not the V to Tail of the Dragon. Like, it's just more fun to
ring out the gears.
Like, what sucks is when you have a car and you're going warp speed and now you have to stop it.
Oh, my God, yes.
This is Ryan's story of the first time that he went to the road course with me.
Yes.
His Cobalt, he was doing, I don't know, 1,000,000 miles an hour down the straightaway. And it was at Autobahn.
Yep.
And Autobahn has a straightaway and then a kink.
A hard
and then
kink.
after the kink, there's like a 90 or an over 90 potentially.
It's like 110.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
So-
like a
Where's this
hairpin level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Okay.
Joliet.
Joliet.
okay.
Yeah.
So, like, this dude's got this car that's got 600 wheel horsepower going down the straightaway. He has to enter a kink to where my S2000, I'm pinned through the kink.
Yeah.
And Ryan's braking, like,
But
way
halfway
before it.
I'm breaking halfway through the straight because I'm
So
like, I
it
gotta
is
slow down.
harder.
Yeah.
It is like, it is so much harder to race a faster car than to race a
100%.
slow car.
Seat time is everything because
Yeah.
I get a lot of excuses from people like, oh, I can't road course. I need to do I'm calling Jason Whittleson now. He's like, oh, I need to do suspension. I need to do this. I need to do that. No.
You just need to go.
You just need to go.
Yeah.
Seat
It goes
time-
back
Turn
to
the power down
what
a
else
bunch.
said.
Yeah.
Like a Sonic with a couple things, or like an LSJ basically stock. Like
with brake
you're good.
pads.
Yeah.
You take any car, stock car out there with brake pads, and that's all you need for a track day.
Jason, like, my advice, put a stock pulley on your supercharger and go to and obviously change your brake fluid, and then go to the road course. Like, you don't need power. Like, you do not need power. Power is
you
a
need to stop.
hindrance.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to, Kyle Kranz brought it up. I did bite it at Tail of the Dragon. So, and just for everyone out there, the snowball, if we had a picture of it, I'll post up a picture right now. But I had a brake proportioning valve.
Well, yeah,
fail.
it's funny that people try to post that picture like they're digging on you.
Yeah, I know.
It's on
There
your
was a
Facebook,
mechanical
isn't it?
failure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a brake proportioning valve failed, and when anyone knows that you road course Cobalt, straight beam rear axle, it likes to come, it likes to do this, do that.
It's like
and come back
nothing.
around.
Now we're gonna turn.
Yeah. So I almost went off the side of Tail of the Dragon. My side skirts in my Cobalt saved me from going over the edge in that car.
I've got a gripe with that too. Like, you're not going hard unless you go off once.
Yeah.
I full sent my Sky off at Gingerman. Like,
Yeah.
I was keeping up with a guy that is known to be way faster than me.
Fast, yeah.
And I kept up with him for 3/4 of that lap. Well, it got to the point to where I was driving a little over the car's ability.
Yeah.
And I went off at like 90
Yeah.
into a freaking swamp.
Yeah.
Into a swamp with the Sky. It's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
if you are going hard, you're going to have an accident.
Yep. So I think that's our thing. Super quick. Trevor's likes to drift. I went to Trevor to drifty boy shit.
Oh,
that guy.
I forgot you went to that.
Yeah. So I think we should get to his stories at some point in time soon because
I wasn't even gonna say that story. That was fun. That was a blast.
fun.
But I think my coolest story was a month into working here, maybe, when I took the rally art with you, Tyler, a couple other guys. I don't remember who, but it was like a month into working here, and I think Tim asked me, he's like, hey, do you want to go road course? And I was like,
Yep.
Yes. I've never had the, like, this is my job now? I don't really get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a ZZP car at the time. Will be this year, but that was
Jifty,
awesome. Yeah.
Yep. Renting or buying through renting road course cars so fun. Yes, Kyle, mechanical failure. And, again, brakes fail. Stuff happens.
Yep.
So, Kyle, look at Kyle Krantz trying to talk a little shit.
Lee Kyle's probably slow. I'm calling you out on that.
That's
like,
Kyle Krantz.
seriously. Like,
That's Kyle Krantz.
Kyle Kranz, you're slow. When have you been on
It's
a
gonna
road
be
course?
slow.
Come on now.
His car's gonna leave here making less than stock power now.
Yep. All right, Tim, negative timing. But Trevor, you want to take us out?
Yep, I think that's it. Let us know what you want to hear next week. Every week, 4 o'clock Friday. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks, guys. Have a
good
good
weekend.
Drink up.
weekend.
Have fun. And we
Be safe.
Ryan D at ZZP.
It's never gonna stop.
It's always gonna
You've been
stop.
thinking about that the whole podcast.